Thank you.
Great. Morning, everybody. I'm Jasmine. I represent Telani Africa, a company represented in South Africa, a Namibian company represented in South Africa by myself. Our reservations office is based in Cape Town, but all of your bookings will go through Cullinan or Thompson's. And I'm looking forward to introducing our lodges for those of you who don't know them. And Namibia is just such a special country, and I hope to make you enthusiastic. I'm going to just click on my PowerPoint presentation now. Go. Hopefully you can all see it. So I'm going to just click back on all the lodges that are represented or fall under Telani Africa and just give you just a very brief oversight. So let's just start. Sossusvlei Lodge, Desert Camp, Desert Quiver Camp. These three lodges are located in Sossusvlei, and I'm going to show you on the map where they are. We also have a really popular campsite there. And then going up the west coast to Swakopmund, we've got hotels on Kaiser. And then up in the north, outside the southern entrance into the national park, the Anderson Gate entrance, we've got Etosha Village. And we've got an amazing campsite there as well. And we've just opened another camp facility. And all of these I know will just take off like a rocket once everything gets back to normal. But we are experiencing a growth in our bed nights, which is really fantastic. So let's just show you on the map where what is, just to give you an idea. So in this southwestern part of the country here, you've got Sossusvlei, which all of those properties I showed you are located at the entrance gate into the Namib Naukluft National Park, which is the desert. This is all desert here. And then up here in Swakopmund, we've got hotels in Kaiser, which is also in a fantastic location. And then up in the north, just 3 kilometers from Etosha National Park, you've got Etosha Village and all the camp facilities available there. And at the moment, you can obviously drive into Namibia from various different countries, including South Africa. Or if you're flying in, you can fly into Windhoek, or you can fly into Walvis Bay. Travel distance between Swakopmund and Walvis is 20 minutes. Travel distance between Sossusvlei going up to Swakopmund is about 4.5 hours on a gravel road. And your travel distance from Windhoek down to Sossusvlei is about 6 hours. Also, mostly on gravel road. There's a bit on tar, and the rest is on gravel road. And then your travel distance from Etosha National Park down to Windhoek, if you're flying, is also about 6 hours, and that's tar. So all that travel is on tar. And then if you're traveling up from Swakopmund to Etosha, you need to overnight somewhere here because it's too far to go in one day. So the whole package, Windhoek down to Sossus, up to Swakop, up to Etosha, back to Windhoek, you need about 8 days to do that. And I recommend a minimum of 2 nights in each of these places so that you can see what there is to see. And you know, that's a lot. So just giving you enough time to enjoy what's available in all of those places. Any questions? Okay, so I'm just going to go out of this now, back onto so what I'm going to show you now is video footage of our lodges, and I'm going to try and include, you know, the information that I have on each property. So hold thumbs for this, and off we go. So this is, I'm going to kick off with Sossusvlei Lodge. So this is the entrance to the property, walking through Tasha Lodge. It's been renovated recently over the last 3 years. So it's looking absolutely amazing. We've got a beautiful swimming pool. So this footage is amazing. That was shot via drone, which we never had before. So we've redone all of this. It's definitely an oasis in the desert. And swimming is very popular even in winter. Temperatures about 30 degrees during the day. These are our local visitors. Innsbruck, Eric's. This is our bar area, which is air conditioned, so it's very popular. Obviously, you have very high temperatures during the day. In winter, it gets really cold at night. All our beds are twin beds. So we have certain markets that require twin accommodation, which is why we've gone for that. All of these rooms have been upgraded. They're so comfortable. Our bathrooms are beautifully done out. They include the use of a bath or a shower in our bathrooms. As you can see, it's modern. And then our beautiful alfresco restaurant, which is so popular. And our buffet-style meals, which is what Sossusvlei Lodge is famous for. As you can see, the quality is of a very, very high standard, and our food is one of our unique selling points. And then at night, we have a beautiful barbecue offering, including a wide selection of venison on the menu. For some people, this will be the first time they've ever tasted venison, so it's very exciting. But we also have beef, chicken, pork, fish, salads, vegetables, and a beautiful dessert offering. So our meals are substantial. And then an early morning excursion, leaving at about 6 after rusks and coffee, going out to Sossusvlei. And these are the type of vehicles that Sossusvlei has on offer. Your guests have the opportunity to climb Dune 45, which is pretty exciting. So driving past the sand dunes to Sossusvlei Lodge is a magnificent sight, and our guide obviously is available to explain exactly what's going on. So this is your 10-minute walk to Deadvlei. Earlier on in the year, January, February, this was filled with water after all the beautiful rains that they had in Namibia, which was spectacular. And then after the walk, we set up our breakfast. So there's a beautiful offering. So either a picnic breakfast, which is what we're showing you in the footage here, or a full-on cooked breakfast is also available with tables and tablecloths. This is the kind of sand that one encounters getting there, and you obviously need that type of vehicle. This is our junior suite. We have one of these. It's really beautiful. It's more of a cottage. And hopefully we'll add to these as time goes by. It's been very popular. Fully air conditioned, with the only double bed that we've got, because it is a suite. Beautiful bathroom, shower, bathing facilities. And then this is our lounge area, the mini bar, an espresso machine. And then you've got a beautiful private view out into the desert. From this lodge or suite, your own little plunge pool, and it's very, very special. So for honeymooners and anyone who's looking for something special, this is perfect. And then this is an afternoon, late afternoon excursion out on the farm. As you can see, there is absolutely nobody here. What better place to go and visit right now? So this is our sundowner drive with champagne and snacks, and giving our guests the opportunity to just sit there and listen to the animals, the birds, watch the sunset. It's just a very, very special place. It really, really is. So this is just giving you an idea of what goes on in the desert. The moon rises, sun sets, the moon rises, the stars come out. It's one of the best places in the world to just absorb that kind of peace and quiet. It really is very, very special. Sitting around a bonfire, having a drink, it's amazing. Okay, so that was Sossusvlei Lodge, and I'm going to move on to the next desert camp. So this is some footage on Desert Camp. Desert Camp and Desert Quiver Camp are located right next, across the road to Sossusvlei Lodge. So Desert Camp, we've got 28 units. This whole lodge has been redone. And I want everyone just to get the feeling of what it's like to be in that area. There's a beautiful swimming pool. Also just showing you the scenery that's available. It's really magnificent. So you're in the desert. That's exactly where you are. Desert camp facilities are really fantastic. All the rooms are air conditioned. Again, twin accommodation. Each room has a sleeper couch. So kids under 12 can stay free and just pay for meals and share with their parents. We have a lovely selection of local wine. And then people are able to do a nice braai, purchase a braai pack, which is what a lot of people do. Or your guests can take their meals at Sossusvlei Lodge. It's their choice. Or we can get a chef to come in and do a Boma braai, chef's Boma dinner, which is also available. So lots of different options. This is the road coming off the main road that feeds onto Desert Camp. And then this is an excursion that we offer from Desert Camp out to Devlei. Our guide just explains to people what you can find in the area, what's going on. And then this is our braai that we do, Boma braai that we do at Desert Camp. It's magnificent to sit under the stars and enjoy a lovely dinner. So it's one of the popular offerings that we have. You can either do it yourself, as I mentioned, and buy a braai pack, or you can have the chef come and do it. If it's a group or even just two guests, they want the chef to come and do the braai, that is available. So that was Desert Camp. Let's move on to the next lodge, which is Desert Quiver Camp, which is very, very similar. We've got 24 rooms at Desert Quiver Camp. It's right next door to Desert Camp. So your scenery is very, very similar. And this just shows you the location with a beautiful swimming pool. Got umbrellas, give shade. This is the bar area. And then we have a Boma here as well. So the design is slightly different. Your veranda acts as your kitchen, and exactly the same applies to this lodge. But you can either do your own cooking, or you can go and take your meals at Sossusvlei Lodge. And it's up to each guest to decide. These are the bathrooms of Desert Quiver Camp, really beautifully laid out, modern. This is the sleeper couch I mentioned for kids under 12. They can share with their parents. If they're over 12, then we'll give you 2 units together, and then often parents just split one in each unit. This is your kitchen. It's got everything that you would need to cater. And we have four buggies on the farm, so we can do 8 people at a time. It's a lot of fun. Everyone follows a guide, and each driver needs to have a driver's license and from whatever country they're from. And it's a lot of fun. It's very, very popular. And the guide takes them out on the farm. I've actually seen cheetah from this excursion, so we were very lucky. It just gives people an idea of what's around. And these are the desert rings that are available around us. Nobody quite knows how they formed, these little rings. It just gives people an opportunity to experience what it's like to be in a desert location. It's pretty special. Some aerial footage of the lodge. Once again, you can enjoy a Boma dinner at Desert Quiver Camp. So you can either do your own catering, you can have the chef come and do a braai for you, or you can take your meal at Sossusvlei Lodge. So we cater for everybody's needs. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next video. Etosha Village, which is up in the north, 2 kilometers from Anderson Gate entrance. Beautiful lodge, 45 rooms, very, very popular. So it's right next to Etosha National Park. Here we're just showing you footage of the rooms. They've all been redone. Nice modern bathroom. And each unit has its own little balcony. And you're in the bush. So we have our own animals. We are fenced off. So we felt it was too dangerous to allow the cats to come and visit. But we do have lots of game on our property. It's not dangerous. This is our adventure center, so obviously one can come and book an excursion out into the bush. This shows our restaurant facilities. So we've got 3 different restaurant spaces. We normally put the groups together and then the FIT separately so they can have a nice peaceful meal. And then we have a separate area for breakfast. Buffet style, very similar to what we offer at Sossusvlei Lodge. The food is excellent, and it's, again, one of our unique selling points. We've had so many compliments on our food. It includes a venison offering for those people who would like to try it. Beef, chicken, pork, salads, vegetables, and a beautiful dessert offering. So that's why we spend quite a lot of time showing what we offer on our menu. And this is our drive out to the farm, entering Etosha National Park. So you leave early in the morning. And the guide obviously explains what is available in the park. It's beautiful. It's very different from Kruger. Lots of salt pans, grass. And we've got the big 4 in Etosha. There's no buffalo. And then coming back to the village, it's a really nice gift shop. So for those people wanting to take something home, there's a lot on offer. This is the bushveld around the farm. So we do an afternoon drive, very popular with photographers. We all stop and let people take amazing shots just to show them what's available. And then also we have a Boma dinner on offer, which is magnificent. It just shows people what it's like to have dinner out in the open, in the bush. It's safe. It's really magnificent. So this is available, obviously subject to weather, because it does rain up here. It's more so than it does in the desert, but it's a fantastic experience, as you can see. Just to explain how we run the dinner. And the food is also very, very special that we set up. The bar. Sunset in the bush is always incredibly special. Then as night falls, people begin to hear night calls, and it just reminds them of where they are. Very special. And those are the beautiful stars I mentioned. Okay, let's move on to the next video. Hotel Kaiser, which is located in Swakopmund. This is the main road that leads into Swakopmund. A lot of history attached to this town. The hotel's beautifully laid out, 21 rooms. So it's a boutique style property across the road from the beach. So you can just walk across the road and you're right on the beach. You can also walk into the village or into the town. Many restaurants. This is our reception area. It's just showing you the hotel. Beautifully decorated. It's extremely comfortable. All the rooms have air conditioning and heating. Some of the rooms are interleading, so if you're traveling with your family, you can obviously have interleading rooms. Nice modern bathrooms with a shower and a bath. And these are some of the excursions that one could book through our concierge. Going out into the desert with a guide who knows exactly what's going on. So we use Charlie's Desert Tours. They're extremely experienced. Their guides are wonderful. And these are the little creatures that one comes across in the desert, which are as interesting as seeing a lion. Believe me, it's a wonderful excursion. Feeding the birds. This is a very popular place as well to go buggy riding. It's very, very popular and fun. This is the town of Swakopmund, the villages. One can do a village tour. It's wonderful to experience different cultures and interact with the local people of Namibia. So this is a township tour. Swakopmund has a very interesting history, and there's a lot to do here. And coming back to the hotel, we have a restaurant. So it is available for groups to book the restaurant for dinner, but there are obviously also a lot of restaurants available in the surrounding town, and people can just do what they feel like doing. We offer a beautiful breakfast at the restaurant. This is our honeymoon suite, beautifully set up. Nice fireplace. detailing the bathroom. And then obviously breakfast is included in the rate, so everyone's welcome to enjoy. This is an excursion going out on the boat from Walvis. It's a very exciting cruise, Namibia Dolphin Cruises. It just gives people an idea of who lives in that area in terms of bird life and animals. It's a lot of fun. This is the wild coast of Namibia. And the host obviously just explains what goes on. Beautiful seals, they're very friendly. And then they also offer a nice meal on board, which is really delicious. Just gives people another aspect of what goes on in the area. Going out to Seal Island. It's a very special excursion. I highly recommend it. I've done it. Pelicans in the bay. And then there's a cycle tour available. So lots of different things for people to do. Here, the guide just explains what happens in Swakopmund. And then this is a beautiful deck on top of the hotel. It's a lovely place to have a nice drink and just watch the sunset. Very popular. And that brings us to the end of your trip to Namibia, your virtual trip to Namibia. And I hope it's been exciting. I hope it's shown people what we have to offer. Telani Africa has some beautiful, beautiful properties, and we're just waiting for your guests. And I think right now it's just an amazing destination, not expensive, and we're looking forward to welcoming all of your guests to our properties in the near future. Any questions?
Thanks, Jasmine. That was awesome. What a destination. It's one I haven't been to, so I need to make a plan. But as we were chatting earlier, it's got the vast open spaces, so it's really perfect for these times.
Absolutely.
Your properties look gorgeous. If I were to ask, what would your perfect sort of itinerary be in Namibia? Like what should you include, and maybe how many nights in each area?
Yeah, well, as I mentioned in the beginning, I think the perfect itinerary would be 8 days. Traveling from Windhoek down to Sossusvlei, spending 2 nights there, traveling up west to Swakopmund, spending 2 nights there, going up through the desert, overnighting somewhere in that area, and then going up through to Etosha, spending 2 nights there, and then driving back down to Windhoek and either out or flying out. To me, that's the ideal itinerary. And if you've got fewer days, you can pick Swakopmund alone. You can fly in there to Walvis Bay, do say 3 nights. There's a lot to do, lots of excursions, yeah, it just depends, how much time your visitors have, or what their budget is. But the 8-day trip to me is pretty special. Driving around Namibia is incredibly safe, incredibly easy. The maps are fantastic. All the roads have numbers. It's safe. Just to respond to the question about cost. Thompsons are here to put your package together, and they are available to advise you on what a package would cost.
Yeah, we've got on our website some ideas of pricing, and we recently did a mailer, so I could share that with you.
Fantastic. All this video footage is available. If anyone would like to have a copy, I'm going to send a copy to Angela and she can forward it on to anyone who's interested. Hopefully it just gave you, a good idea in real time of what Namibia has to offer and what a massive country it is and how beautiful and how safe it is. And those are the selling points of why you'd want to go there, and it's not expensive.
Stunning. Does anybody have any questions they'd like to ask?
Hi, it's Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi there.
Hello. The Etosha properties, I mean, I assume the Etosha National Park has the gate times, right?
Yeah.
So from the Etosha property, is it true you can only travel so far within the park and you need to be out again before the gates close?
So you've basically got the whole day to do whatever you feel like doing. So you could travel from Akakuyu, which is 20 minutes from the gate, Anderson Gate, and it's where you will make payment to be in the park, and you can travel around the whole day as long as you get back to Akakuyu by 6 or 6:30, depending on summer or winter, to pass through the gate before it closes. So a day is a long time in that park to travel. So, you really can cover quite a distance.
Yeah. And if you don't reach the far ends where you want to go, you can just plan a stop somewhere further. But from your property, you can see quite a bit in a day.
You really can.
Yeah.
You really can, Wendy. Yeah, look, it's a massive park. You could never cover the whole park, believe me.
Yeah.
But you can see a lot. And you can either self-drive or you can take a game drive with Telani Africa, and they've got a guide, and he'll it's normally a half day, which you see plenty in half a day, you really do. And then guests come back and have a nice snack for lunch and rest in the afternoon before dinner. But you could spend the whole day in the park if you really wanted to.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Pleasure. Anyone else have any verbal questions they'd like to ask?
Yeah, looks like you covered it all.
Good.
Okay, Jasmine, thank you. Do you want to just mention about the tests?
Right. So as we all know, we're in the middle of a COVID epidemic, and it's been going on for rather long. But I think we are looking at the end of the tunnel. Unfortunately, breakouts keep coming through, and we're going through one at the moment. So Namibia has just adjusted their COVID regulations and require a 72-hour PCR test prior to being admitted to the country, whether you drive in or whether you fly in. So those are the current regulations for the next month. Hopefully it will change. I'm sure it will. But currently, as of today, for the next month, your guests will require to have a COVID test done before they enter. I think we're all used to this now. Wherever your clients want to go, they're going to have it for whatever country they're visiting in Africa. And there's so many places now where one can have a test done, both entering and leaving, because obviously when you come back to South Africa, you're going to have to produce one as well. So that is a requirement at the moment.
Would they do them at the lodges, Jasmine, or would you have to go to specific places?
No, there are specific places, and there's a number of them.
Okay.
that one can have the COVID test. Obviously, one has to just make sure that you get your result before you cross the border into wherever you're going. I'm going to let you have the current information, Angela, that you can pass on
Sure.
of all the testing stations. There are lots. Yeah. I see I've got another question here. Can clients do a PCR test on the Namibian border for the return to South Africa? There was an opportunity to have an antigen test, and there are still areas where one can have a test before crossing. I'm going to send that information, as I've just mentioned, to Angela, and so she will have the current testing station information available, and just pass that on to you. So I'm going to just let you have all the information that we have at the moment, Angela,
Perfect.
about where you can get your testing done.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you, Jasmine. If there's no more questions, then well, that's it.
Just looking here. Yeah, there's a few questions here that I haven't answered.
Okay.
Can clients do a PCR test on the Namibian border? All right, that one's just been asked.
Done them all. I think the others we've done.
Yeah, please just ask me if I haven't answered any of your questions. I think now's the time.
Hi there, I do, the other Jasmine.
Hi, Jasmine.
How's it, ladies? Sorry, just to double check. Okay, so if they're into go for, sorry, I don't know if I missed it because I was just busy with chatting to a colleague. Do they have to get one when they're staying and then they go into Etosha? Do they have to get another test?
No. So
okay.
you need a test going through any border into Namibia.
Yes.
72 hours before
arrival
you go
and departure.
And departure. That's
correct.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And then, Ange, if you could give me that Thompson's, because I've just been quickly looking on your website, but I don't see the one with these specific hotels.
Okay, I'll check.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you, Jazzy. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Jasmine. Anyone else? I'm here. Ask me. I really want to answer all your questions. There were a whole lot of questions, and then I don't know, they've disappeared.
Okay.
Anyone?
Yes, me again, Wendy. You know, I recommend self-drive for clients around Namibia because it's just easier, you know, in your own vehicle. But a lot of people ask, you know, they don't want to self-drive. I don't know if they're scared to drive in Namibia, but then you have to add flights for them, and it works out pretty expensive. You have to hop around. But as you say, I mean, it's pretty safe to drive from A to B, and it's just long distance.
Long distances. That's the thing one has to emphasize when you're traveling around Namibia, is that it's getting to the destination that's part of the holiday, and the road trip is just amazing what one sees from A to B. And it's one of those countries that just lends itself to self-drive very, very well. Yeah, at the moment, the airlines available from South Africa to fly into Namibia are Airlink, and there's nothing else available right now, but you certainly can fly in if you want to. But honestly, I highly recommend a self-drive because the roads are easy to navigate. It's easy to follow them on the map. It's safe. And as long as you give yourself time to get to the destination. So if you're setting out from Windhoek and you're traveling down to Sossusvlei, you don't leave in the afternoon. You leave early in the morning, which will leave you the whole day to stop, take photographs, stop for a coffee, and you'll get there before sunset. At the right speed limit, which is 40 kilometers an hour on those roads. I'm going to answer Mani here, who's raised a very good question about, you know, do you need a 4x4? What you do need in Namibia on the route that I've explained is an SUV. So you need high clearance. You don't necessarily need a 4x4, which I know is expensive. So you need an SUV, can be a 2x4. You only need a 4x4 when you're traveling along the West Coast and you're in thick sand. But going out to Dead Flay, you would take an excursion from Sossusvlei Lodge. You wouldn't use your own vehicle. So getting around on the route that I have shown you, you can definitely use a 2x4. Hopefully that explains it. So you only need a 4x4 when you're going to do a major excursion. Right up in the north on the West Coast, the roads are quite hectic. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're good. Thank you,
Seem to have covered
Jasmine.
all bases. And
Yeah, that
John, I
was
mean,
very
please,
informative.
if you do